with that down, let's move on to this, shall we? Moana 2 is now playing in theaters. It's been well established on the show how much I love the first Moana. I love that movie unashamedly. I love it. I think it's great. So I was quite excited to go see the second one. Now, going in, I went to go see it yesterday, and I did put up my out-of-theater reaction for those of you who might have seen it. But going in, what the general consensus I heard from people was 3 things that most people seem to agree on that I talked to that had already seen the film. Number 1, the movie isn't quite as good as the first one. Number 2, the music is nowhere near as good as the first one. And number 3, the movie itself is still quite good. That was the general consensus that I heard from people going in. So I went into Moana 2 and I came out, and I got to say, I agree with all 3 of those points. The movie overall isn't quite as good as the first Moana. It's just not. And one of the reasons for that, I think, is because the music is nowhere near as good. The music, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the music's bad, okay? Let me be clear. I'm not saying the music's bad. It's just that, you know, when I came out of Moana the first time, I could hum Shiny, or I could hum How Far It Goes, or like there's 3 or 4 songs I could hum along to, right? I'm less than 24 hours out from seeing the last Moana 2. I couldn't hum you a single bar from any of the songs I just saw. Like, they were fine. They worked fine in the movie, but I didn't walk out of the theater with them. They didn't come along with me. They didn't stick, you know? And I think that's one of the reasons why Moana 2 isn't as good as Moana 1. All right. But I still thought it was quite a good movie. You know what? And here's the thing. While the movie overall isn't as good as the first one, I think the third act is probably better than the third act of Moana 1. Like, I really loved the last 20 minutes. And that's less than the full third act. But I mean, the last 20 minutes of Moana 2 were actually really good. And it always helps when you're watching a movie, when you walk out on its high note. And I definitely feel like the ending of Moana, last 20, 21, 22 minutes of Moana 2 were definitely the highlight of the film. They did a great job making Moana feel like the same girl, but older now. Of the fact that we got a lot more of Polynesian mythology and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. And it made sense with it. I liked the new characters they brought along. Because now, this time, it's not just Moana on a boat by herself. She brings along a crew. And I really like the crew. Everything from the Scotty engineer to the old man farmer to like, I like the cast of characters. I loved Maui again. I thought Maui was great. Yeah, so overall, is this a movie that I'm going to watch as many times as I watched Moana 1? No. Is this on the same level as Moana 1? No. But is this a movie worth seeing? I say yes. I had a good time with it, even though it's not as good as I was hoping it would be. So that's where I'm at. Where's your household's anticipation level like right now for more? Because you didn't have a chance to see it yesterday.
No, I was genuinely confused by Logan doing let's kind of keep working on our Thanksgiving prep and watch Bad Santa. Or not Bad Santa, Dear Santa.
Excited about those
He's
cranberries.
So excited.
And making those cranberries. He wants to work on the
He
thing.
wants to do all the Thanksgiving stuff, and he wants to eventually go get his nacho boat after he's done with Thanksgiving. But yeah, he's really pumped about it. He also wants to watch Moana again, too. Like he hasn't watched it in the last 2 weeks.
Like to
prep for it.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to do it after Thanksgiving as our thing. But he's really pumped, and I'm really looking forward to it. It looks visually really beautiful. I'm bummed the music isn't as strong, but, you know.
Well, I mean, look, we knew there was a chance of that because Lin-Manuel Miranda, who wrote the music in the first one, did not write the music in the second one. And actually, the musical highlight of the movie is when they did play a song from the first one. At the very end, they play one of the songs from the first one.
I had a feeling
that's the best song in the movie.
I had a feeling at the end they'd pull that. They'd have a callback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did, and it was perfect. It was well placed. I gotta say, I can't pronounce her name for the life of me, even though she came into our studio and hung out with us for a day. But the young girl who does the voice of Moana.
Yeah.
Ooh, if you thought that girl could sing in the first movie, the songs weren't great. The vocals were fantastic.
Oh, good.
This girl was great. Somebody look up her name and try to pronounce it.
Louis Carvajalo?
Yeah, Carvajalo is like the easier part. It's the first name that's hard to pronounce.
Is it Louis?
Yeah, anyway.
I'm so sorry
she's
if I'm butchering
wonderful.
that, you guys.
So having her back was great. Hey, and listen, with all the crap we've been giving Dwayne Johnson lately, gonna give him some flowers. Him doing the voice of Maui, just as good as he was in the first one. He was really good. And again, he bring a lot of Maui has a song in this one, nowhere near as good as You're Welcome from the first one, but he does a good job with it. So yeah.
So you give it a yes or a Moana?
I give it a yeah. Moana. Moana.
Got it, Chris? That was
A
just
Moana yes
Thank you,
or a
buddy.
Moana?
I love it.
I give it a Moana yes. Not
Moana.
one I think you're going to flock back to the theaters to see 3 or 4 times, but one that I think you'll come out of going, yeah, that was entertaining. I liked it, just not as good as I was hoping it would be. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Perfect Jean. So the colder season is here, and guess what? I am living in the perfect jean. These jeans are super stretchy, soft, and totally trick people into thinking I've got my life together. And I'm telling you this because I actually love them. These are absolutely, no questions asked, my favorite jeans that I have ever owned. And yes, the folks over at The Perfect Jean are paying me to say that, but it's still absolutely true. These are my favorite jeans ever. These jeans have enough stretch to accommodate Thanksgiving dinner and are comfy enough to wear all day watching Sunday football. Plus, even though they feel like sweatpants, they look good enough to be your go-to pants for date night. And listen, the Perfect Jean isn't even just pants. They've revolutionized t-shirts as well. The Perfect Tee has just enough stretch to hide that beer belly while accentuating your arms and chest for that flawless look. My guys, it's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use the code CAMPEA at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with the promo code Campea. And after you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them we sent you. F your khakis and get the perfect jean. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about that? Did you have a chance to see those that preview screenings yesterday? If so, what did you think about the movie? Where's your anticipation level for it? High, low, whatever it is. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.